This is CWTFB Radio. I am your host, Charlie MaSheen, always sponsored by Details Car Audio and Auto Accessories, right on 138. That's 925 Turnpike Street in Canton, Mass. Run up in there for all of your detailing needs, interior, exterior, waxes. Look, I keep saying this, and we still don't have one. I need a new tint guy, right? So we need a new tint guy, man. If you know somebody who's reliable, somebody who's good with it, let us know, man. We'll hook them up, man. We got something for you, too, if you get that referral letter. And also, this is Red Cups and Rap, man. This is Red Cups and Rap. We got one of the hottest in the city here, man. This is somebody I've been watching for a very, very long time. Like when I have conversations with people, from the era that I was doing music in, it always feels dope because it's people who I wanted to collaborate with that I never really got the chance to do so with. And now that we're back here, we're here on CWTFB Radio, I felt like we finally got our collaborations out. So this is somebody who literally 10 plus years been doing his thing, a really good lyricist, in my opinion. He's also one of the most underrated, you know what I mean, to be honest. Like, there's certain conversations that need to be had about certain people. And I don't feel like his name's coming up as much as I would like it to. He's dropped really solid bodies of work, and everything that I keep hearing from him, it just keeps getting more polished, more refined, and just quality. And he runs with, some of the best in the city as well. And when we talk about polished sounds, man, this is definitely one of the people who embody that, man. So, I need everybody to give their undivided attention to my man, Prince Rich. What's good, baby?
Yes, sir. Everything's good, bro. How's everything?
Everything's good, man. I can't complain, bro. Got the family, man.
New father.
Yeah.
Again. Twice over.
Right. So got the little man. When it is small, they don't really do much. You know what I'm saying? Like eat, sleep, poop.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Give him 6 months.
Right. I can't wait till he starts knocking shit over. You know what I mean?
Say that now.
Well, yeah, you're right.
My son's a terror.
Yeah? How old is your son now?
He's 2.
Okay. So you got another one, right?
I got a daughter.
You got a daughter, right?
Yeah.
How old's your daughter?
7.
7. Okay, yeah. I definitely remember that time in your life, man.
Yeah.
It's your firstborn.
It's firstborn.
Yeah.
Right.
What was it like, man, having 2 kids, man, and balancing, life?
It's just hard. It's it's probably the hardest thing I ever had to do, hands down.
Right.
You're really in charge. You really have the responsibility of two lives in your hands, while you yourself are trying to figure your own shit out.
Right.
So it's hard, bro.
Yeah,
I enjoy it, but damn.
I hear you. You still with their moms, like both, like. Oh, yeah.
How that sound though? You still with their moms?
I don't know. I'm just asking.
Nah.
I don't know.
I got to be with both of them. You said it like I got to be with both of them at the same time.
No, I don't know if they have different mothers. I'm just asking. Okay. Like, no.
Nah, they got different mothers.
Oh, I don't know that, bro. I'm just asking.
Okay.
They could have been the same person, bro.
Nah, everybody. You know what I mean? That's my fault. That's that guilty.
It could have been the same person. Could have been the same person, bro. I don't know.
Nah. I wish I could have did it that way.
Right.
You know what I mean?
The only reason why I asked, man, is because we niggas, we growing up. Like, I don't know. Did you come from a 2-parent household?
I had a stepfather.
Okay. So I just feel like that dynamic is a little different. You know what I mean? Like it is a little different. Like, growing up, my pops wasn't in the crib, but I had a step pops who was very active, very hands-on.
Right.
With me and my sister, at least, the older ones, but whatever. That's another story. I digress, right? But
sure.
Let's talk about you, man. What's up with you, man? How's your 2020 been looking?
I've actually had a good 2020.
Yeah.
All things
all things considered.
Yeah. All bullshit aside. I've had a great year. My family's good. My kids are good. I don't have nothing to complain about.
Right.
Gonna go on some trips.
Right.
Well, big deal.
Yeah. So I mean, this year, man, you dropped. I Speak for Us.
Yeah, I Speak for Us.
What did you mean by that? I Speak for Us.
Well, basically, I mean, it was more of a personal thing. I got it from listening to a Jay-Z interview, and in that specific interview, he was referring to him speaking for the culture,
right?
You know what I mean? But I took it a little more personal, and You know, I'm with a team that you know, I wouldn't say that. I mean, everybody knows I run with Last Days.
Yeah,
stuff,
yeah.
you know
Shout out
what
my man Dave, yo.
I mean? You know, I'm definitely more the underrated one. I'm less in the spotlight too. I don't care for it. He's different.
Right. I mean, different personalities, different people.
Yeah,
it is what it is.
Yeah.
Right.
So you know, I basically was trying to speak for for those the people that don't get that light.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
That's really what it is.
I hear you, man. So how do you feel like you said that you feel like you kind of been underrated as well?
Yeah.
Because I feel like, you know, as MCs goes, like as far as pen, man, like your pen game is crazy. Like, you know, you really do this rap shit. Like, you a rapper's rapper.
Yeah.
Like, you a rapper that other rappers will hear and be like, yeah, he got it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's pretty much all I heard growing up.
Yeah.
I took a step back.
Yeah.
I didn't like the business side. The business side is I started to get and dabble with how just the industry really is behind closed doors. I
didn't really like what you see.
Yeah.
Well, run people through your story, man. For the people who never heard of you know, Young Rich, I mean, my fault, Prince Rich, Prince Rich. For the people who never heard of Prince Rich, like let them know like your story, like when you got into rap, what inspired you, and who were your earliest influences.
Yeah, I got into rap early. Like, I tell this story all the time, but like I remember being in the 3rd grade. I went to the Harlem school, and
y'all went to the Harlem too.
Get out of here.
Yeah, no bullshit. Right over on Bowdoin, right?
Yeah,
I mean, Geneva.
Only Street.
Right. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to talk.
Yeah, we gonna talk about that.
Yeah. Fucking So you know, I always got good grades in school.
Right.
So the school gave me an award. I can't remember if it was for attendance or grades. But they gave me a certificate to Funky Fresh Records down Dudley.
Right.
So
that's dope.
Yeah.
Shout out Funky Fresh.
Yeah. So pretty much, you know, we went down to Dudley. We walked in, and you know, I was supposed to get a free CD / cassette. This is back in cassettes. We're talking 97.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So what I tried to do was I tried to pick DMX's Flesh on My Flesh, Blood on My Blood.
Okay.
And Rusty was like, he pulled my mom to the side like, man, that ain't it. He's too young.
Not for him.
He's too young.
Right, not yet.
He's
not there yet.
So so I looked around, I saw Mace's Harlem World, but it was a tape. I wanted the DMX joint because it was a CD.
Right.
But I ended up getting the tape. So I got the tape, I went home, you know, I instantly started playing it. And that's the album that I learned how to, you know, write bars with. Even at that age, I would write down all the lyrics. I literally hear it. You know, I'd hear a line, stop the tape, write down the line.
That's dope.
Hear the next line, stop the tape, write down the line.
Okay.
And that's how I started to recite, you know, lyrics.
Okay.
And that's also how I learned to count bars.
Okay.
So I figured that out at a young age.
I think that's a part of creating, like as far as like making music that a lot of niggas don't learn how to do.
Yeah.
You know, like some niggas, they could rap, you know, they could really like put words together and they're good at it, but like you put them in the studio and it's like, what's 16 bars?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? They don't know how to write a 16, but you know, that's another story. But yeah, keep going, man.
Yeah. So that really started the journey. I started writing my own raps. I can't tell you how they were back then, what they did. I don't have none of those still in the tuck somewhere.
Nah, you don't remember your first rhyme that you wrote?
I don't remember.
Nah, okay.
Yeah, it was terrible. I mean, I don't know if it was terrible. I remember my first rap name was terrible.
So what was that? You don't want to say?
Yeah. It's just mad embarrassing,
like
bro.
OG Murder Death
Nah,
or some shit.
It was the Riddler.
The Riddler?
Yeah.
Why the Riddler?
I have no fucking clue.
So you was a Batman fan when you was growing up? You like Batman?
Yeah, that was probably what I was watching at the time. No bullshit.
That's funny, man.
Yeah, bro.
So how old were you? Like you
when I started, I was like 7.
7. Wow.
7, 8 years old.
Okay.
Yeah. I started young, bro.
Yeah, that's dope. That's dope. And so as far as, you know, you actually wanting to take it seriously and actually start recording, like when was that?
That wasn't until after I met Days.
Okay. Around what year was that?
04.
Okay, 04.
I was probably about 13, 14.
Okay.
14, 12.
Right. Okay, so we the same age.
Yeah.
Okay.
For sure.
That's what's up.
So he brought me to. He didn't bring me to the studio right away.
Okay.
He didn't even know I rapped at first.
Really?
Yeah, because we met through. You know, my brother was good friends with his uncle.
Okay.
And I just happened to be with my brother that day, and I went to their crib, and Days was there.
Okay.
And I didn't even know he rapped at the time, but
Really?
Eventually his uncle was telling me like, "Yo, you need to get with my nephew. You need to get with my nephew." And I'm like, "Yeah, just you know what I mean, talk to him." I mean, I was at this time, I was still a little nervous. Like, "Hey, just tell him I rap." He never ended up doing that. So a year went by, and I see Days again, and this time I was probably about 50, almost turning 15 at this time, and I pulled him to the side, told him I rap, and I rap for him. And, ever since then, he had me under his wing.
Okay.
Problem is that didn't last long because he went away.
Yeah, he had to go sit for a little bit.
Yeah, he went to sit. That was a hard time for me.
Right. I can imagine.
Yeah.
That's like, you know, you his protege basically at that time.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
For sure. Really, you know, his little brother, really.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I would say he went to go sit by the end of the summer, you know, that I told him that I was
right.
That was, you know, I wanted to rap with him. So by the end of that summer, literally before this is before me going into high school, I believe.
Right.
So yeah, I'm 14.
Okay.
He went in, and that was it, bro.
Yeah. How long did he sit for?
6 years.
6 years. Oh yeah, that's right. You did tell me that. Okay, so then during that time, like, what were you doing creatively?
Learning.
Okay.
Learning. It was a hard time because I probably rapped like everybody else at that time. Fucking from Jada to Fab. I had a lot of influences.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So you go through that phase when you're trying to find yourself.
Right.
And you know, it took some years, bro.
Who's your earliest influences? You said Jada.
Yeah, I listened to a lot of Jada, a lot of G Unit. We come from that era. You know what I mean? Big Pun. Yeah, I had Big Pun. I had to buy that twice.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Big Pun.
Yeah.
What's your favorite Big Pun album?
Yeah, Baby.
Yeah, Baby?
Yeah.
Not Capital Punishment?
Nah, not really, because I don't know. I don't know what it was for me. Maybe it was dated because it was a couple years between those albums, right?
Capital Punishment was 98, something like that. Some shit.
Yeah, 98.
Yeah, 98, 99, some shit like that. I can't really recall, but
99, like 2000 was like when it came out.
Yeah, baby. And I like it passed like just after he. Like, I mean, it dropped right after he passed, right, or something like that, or just before he passed.
Yeah, it dropped after he passed. If I remember correctly.
Right. So that was big. That was a big album.
Big album.
Like, why did you gravitate towards that?
Because he's Spanish and I'm Spanish. Bro.
Okay.
Yeah,
a lot of niggas don't know that.
A lot of niggas don't know. I'm Puerto Rican and Dominican.
Okay.
So to me, even though I was a Biggie fan, that was like my Biggie. I was like, oh shit, Spanish nigga. This is like. And you got to remember, I'm young at this time.
Yeah.
I grew up in a Spanish household listening to straight Spanish music.
Okay.
So me getting introduced to rap, I had to really like learn and become a student.
Right.
And like at this time, I didn't know Spanish rappers existed.
Right.
So when I see Big Pun, I'm like, this nigga's Puerto Rican.
And not only did he exist, he was great. It's
amazing.
Pun. He's one of the best to ever fucking do it, my nigga.
Right.
You know, what impressed me about Pun a lot was his breath control.
Right.
You know what I mean? The nigga had crazy breath control.
Yeah,
like we was just talking about earlier, nigga. Like, you know, you took, what was that? That in the middle with Little did he know that he riddle middle, whatever, right?
Right.
That nigga being that big and being able to spit so many words in one breath was impressive to me, my nigga.
For sure.
And like growing up, I was a fat boy. Like, you know what I'm saying? So like,
me too.
Gordo's
my actual
like, that's your nickname?
Family nickname.
That's so funny, man. Cause you know, that's what kills me about like Spanish families. Like, it's like, yo, you just gonna call the nigga fat his whole life, nigga? Like,
to you, it's like, yeah, whatever.
Right.
Really, calling me fat boy though.
Yeah, right. But yeah, man. I mean, you know, you felt like that kind of put the battery in your back, like this is possible type shit.
Not yet.
Okay.
Not at that age, but it was just intriguing. At that age, I'm probably like 11. You know what I mean? So rap was just intriguing to me. And at a young age, this is what helped. You know, this is when bootlegging was heavy.
Right.
And at the corner, there was a bootleg, you know, a nigga that sold all bootleg CDs.
Right.
You know, on the corner of Blue Hill. So when I would get my allowance, my step pops gave me allowance. You know what I mean? 11, 12, 13 years old. You know, $10, $20 literally every week. And I would go down to the corner while niggas is playing PlayStation and outside. I'm going to buy CDs. You know what I mean? Fucking, you know, 2 for 10, whatever the shit was, 5 for 20.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like my bootleg collection was
it was
extensive.
crazy,
it was
right?
crazy.
It was impressive.
Yeah. So I was really listening to everybody from Cash Money, JT Money, Mad South niggas. They bought an MJG. This is when they was taking this. They had it all on Smash.
It didn't even have a name yet. It was
Dirty
South.
It didn't have a name for sure. You know, I was listening to them all the way to, you know, I was listening to Nas early, Eminem. I always, even when he first came out, I was always an Eminem fan.
That's dope. A lot of people give him shit.
Yeah, but I don't give a fuck.
Right.
You know, everybody's entitled to their own opinion.
Right, absolutely.
You know what I mean? Even him being white, he's like,
he can rap with the best of them, my nigga. He's one. Yo, look,
pick one out.
He's in my top 5.
Absolutely, mine too.
Yeah,
mine too.
Shout out to him. That ass.
So, yeah, man, all of that shit played a role. It was like the universe, bro. The universe has its own plan.
Right.
And, you know, you just I don't want to say you a pawn, but we just all pawns in the same game.
Essentially, man. Essentially.
So, going back to all of that
led up to,
you know, me meeting Days. And, you know, I couldn't call him at first, so I had to, you know, I was writing him letters and shit.
Right.
And, you know, the whole time, you know, I'm not going to the studio quite just yet. I started high school. And, you know, I was still just writing and rapping.
Right.
You know, I started to go to the studio with my brother Neck. And
that's your brother?
Yeah, Neck is
like your blood brother.
No, he's not my blood brother.
Oh, okay. The reason why I ask is because, you know, I hear the name all the time. You know what I'm saying? NEC. I don't know him obviously.
He's my big brother, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Here's the thing. Days is, you know, a little older than me.
Right.
All of them were older than me.
Right.
I was the young boy.
Right.
You know what I mean? So they were all my big brothers.
Okay. Now I get it. Now when you just say my bro, like, I mean,
no, that was my brother. That was my big brother.
Okay.
For sure.
Well, R.I.P. to that man, yo.
Yeah.
I mean, I only hear good things, yo.
Yeah, it was a legend. Let's see. So, you know, him and Stanco, they take me to the studio. You know, I record a little bit. You know, even learning how to record was a challenge.
You know, it's funny. I was gonna ask you that. I was thinking that. Like, what was that like? Like your first recording experience?
I was probably about 16. And I was screaming in the fucking mic.
Yeah, that's
the whole record came out a scream,
just yelling.
It was a freestyle, just yelling. And because they didn't know, you know, Stack and Neck, they didn't know how to even be like, yo, yeah, nah, do this, do that. They didn't know.
Right,
I mean, they wasn't rappers.
No, we was figuring it out.
Yeah. So, you know, I go along. This now, you know, at the time I'm working. Now I'm going to the studio on my own.
Right.
You know what I mean? As often as possible. And, you know, from 9th grade to 10th grade, I meet D Spellz. You know what I mean?
Shout out D Spellz. He's in the building right now, dog.
And it wasn't until I met Spellz to where I really started to take it serious because, you know,
now you had production.
Now I got production. Now he's making beats. Now I don't gotta go to the bootleg man and buy J Arms on instrumentals.
J
You
Arms,
know what I mean?
my nigga.
He had to smash. Shout out to J Arms.
These new niggas that never know what that is.
They don't know.
You new niggas that never know.
This is when you had to be outside. There was no internet.
Right.
You had to come outside.
You couldn't hide behind. You know what I mean, the IG.
You couldn't behind the avatar. Right. The avatar didn't exist. I'm gonna let you know right now.
It was called the avatar. It wasn't even called, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Your profile picture. It was your avatar.
It was an avatar. So
right.
Niggas didn't even know that.
Shout out to that.
Yeah. Exactly. We come from that era.
Word.
So, you know, we started, and it was crazy because I didn't have class with Spellz or nothing. We was just introduced to each other through a mutual dude that wanted to do music. He was like, yo, I know this nigga that make beats.
Right.
We need to be a group.
Right.
I don't even remember the group name. But we need to be a group. Fucking so we met and we started going over his crib. And Spellz come from a long line of family of music, you know, back from, you know, the joint ventures.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Niggas don't even know about that. But
that's dope.
Yeah.
Joint Ventures?
Yeah, Joint Ventures.
That's dope, the name of the group?
Yeah.
I don't even,
we talking. You
gotta educate me,
we talking Boston rap now.
Boston history.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
Early 90s shit.
I'm gonna have to look into it now.
Yeah,
That's my new project.
For sure. So, you know, we start recording in his attic. And you know, from there we start going to the studio. You know, now I'm coming with Spellz beats. And we did this joint called What Else.
Okay.
And now I'm 17 and
now you want to get back.
Now I'm rapping.
Yeah.
And you know, now I got Days calling me, and you know, now we able to communicate more often.
Right.
You know, for any tips.
Right.
Other shit too, real life shit. But you know, we go to the studio, we record that record.
Absolutely.
I send it straight to G Spin if niggas don't remember.
Shout out G Spin, man.
G Spin, he
What's
gave
he doing
me.
these days? It's funny that you mentioned
him. I think he's retired from music.
Okay.
But, you know, I definitely want to reconnect with him, even if it's just to get some advice.
Word, real shit.
Yeah, G Spin's that guy.
Shout out G Spin.
He gave me my first shot on Jammin' 94.5.
Okay.
17 years old, high school, and that was like huge.
Yeah.
To be on that station.
Absolutely, at that time, man.
At that time,
it's not like it's. You know, shit's very accessible now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I feel really good about the scene now.
Yeah, shit is very accessible right now. It's so easy.
Yeah, like, because, you know, I feel like the guys who did it before us kind of recognized where they went wrong. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. For sure.
And what they need to do better. So, you know, I love the energy right now. I love the culture, but we're going to get to that. But keep going.
Yeah, so, you know, that right there was the moment that we was like, nigga, well, you couldn't tell us nothing.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, nigga, we on.
Yeah.
No bullshit.
We doing it.
So since then, you know, we just kept doing records and G Spin kept playing them. After G Spin left, that's really when I reconnected with Rusty.
Okay.
Rusty started playing my records.
Oh, gee, Rusty.
Yeah, then Chubby Chub.
Mm-hmm.
All long time supporters.
Yeah.
DJ On and On.
You know, Chubb.
DJ Motion.
I don't know if you saw the conversation I had with Chubb.
Yeah,
he definitely shouted you out, man.
Nah, he's.
Yeah. I had my Young Rich Minds joint on. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
You feel me?
Repping the gang.
You know that.
So it's early years were really dope. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I remember growing up listening to, you know, of course, Days on the radio.
Right.
Dre Rob.
Right.
This is when Dre Rob would get on in.
He was fucking out of this world.
This is.
And you know what's crazy about Dre Rob?
Yeah.
The nigga's getting better.
Yeah.
Over time. Like, He's dropping a lot of shit right now. He's doing the freestyles and shit like that. Dre Rob could he got it, bro. Like it's like his shit gradually gets better. Like, you know how some people, they find their sound, they find their pocket, and they just stay there.
For sure.
Not Dre Rob.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Dre Rob is like,
and that's
constantly
hard because you
better.
gotta keep reinventing yourself
right
with the times.
Because
that's hard.
You went through different eras. You know what I mean? And you survived through the eras. So to me, like that's real artistry right there. And I respect that. So, you know, shout out my man Dre Rob, man.
Nah, he is a Boston legend.
Yeah.
Like, these new niggas don't know that.
Nah, these new niggas
have
no idea.
Because he took a step back and did what he did.
Right.
But nah, he had a deal. This is songs with Mobb Deep. And
right.
Nah, he was on top.
Right.
Nobody was fucking with Dre.
Big facts.
You say that, you say you were, you a liar.
Facts,
you know,
That's a word.
I'm obviously biased, you know, with my brother, but
yeah, of course.
Yeah.
But that's gang, nigga. You know what I mean? You got put, you know what I mean? You got to throw it up, nigga. Fuck it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is.
You know that.
Yeah.
So I would say after that, I know I'm going down. I'm sitting there. Nobody asked me these questions.
Yeah, because I mean, you got to go through it, man.
I'm digging back.
And it's been a long journey.
Yeah.
It's been a long journey for you to get to where you are right now, man. And it's cool to see everything happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, because, you know, like you and I,
right.
We spoke, you know, we reached out to each other, you know what I mean, back in the day.
Yeah, young.
It was always mutual respect.
Yeah.
You know, I always respected lyricists. I've always respected the people who could really rap. Like, it's cool to make a fun record. Right. You know what I mean, like that's fine. Like, there's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
But don't nothing hit like a nigga who say some shit. You just like, nigga.
We come from that time,
right? And I like niggas with pause, like good voices. Like, you know what I mean, you got one of those voices, one of those.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So like, it was the voice that made me gravitate towards it.
You obviously can relate.
Right. You feel me? But you know, I always say this, man. Like, it's not. There's niggas who are good rappers, but I can't stand their voice, so I won't listen to them.
Yeah.
Like Cassidy.
The voice is
Cassidy, he's nice. He can rap, but I hated his voice. Big L, he's nice, but I hated his voice.
Even Jay-Z didn't have the voice.
You know,
you
Jay-Z
can't tell me he did.
He didn't. But the thing about Jay is, I think it was his aura more than anything that kind of did it for people. That was like, all right, this nigga, like, there's something about this nigga. You couldn't really put your finger on it, like, but I want to keep listening to this dude.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, there's certain people, but whatever. I digress, my nigga. But your style, always respected. What do you feel? Like, you know, matter of fact, did I cut you off? I don't want to.
Nah, shit. I barely remember. We just going down memory lane at this point.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But like, how do you feel? Road. How do you feel the transition from, you know, the times when we was doing music from then to now? Like, how do you feel like that journey was? Because when we were doing music, niggas, you was talking about bootlegs.
Yeah.
You don't see that no more, right?
Yeah, for sure.
We had to print up CDs. We had to. Yeah. Niggas was downtown passing shit out. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, whatever. So, like, how did you feel like that transition was? Like, like for you as an artist?
It was hard for me. It was hard because once Soulja Boy came out, shout out to Soulja Boy, he changed the game.
Shout out to
we going down memory lane. We talking 07.
Yeah.
He that nigga.
He single-handedly changed everything. The landscape of music.
Yeah, for sure.
Started with the ringtones.
Yeah.
Did you ever have ringtones for sale?
You know what? Nah.
Okay. We didn't tap into that.
Nah.
You know, the thing is, I think it was access. The access wasn't this readily available the way it is today.
Right.
You know, like, if niggas were still selling ringtones, niggas would be selling ringtones. You see what I'm saying? Like, right now.
It would be stupid.
Like, everybody's on iTunes. Everybody's on Spotify, Tidal, all these big DSPs. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
It's a different world because of the internet. So, like, so you said it was hard. Like, hard in what sense? Like how was it hard?
Just, like, obviously, unfortunately, when you see somebody gaining success doing something different, a lot of people want to emulate and copy that. So when you see everybody trying to come up with a dance, up with a, you know, it's like, damn,
like, I just
is
want to rap.
Is that what I'm supposed to do now?
Right.
So And the way music changes is it wasn't that long before rap changed again.
Right.
When Drake came out.
Right. Right.
Now we talking 07 to 09. Now he changed it again, and I'm like, oh shit, this nigga rapping and singing.
Yeah.
Like, is this what I'm supposed to do now?
Right.
Like you're finding yourself all over again.
You could do it.
Yeah.
You've been doing it as of late, and it works for you. It sounds good.
Right.
You know what I mean? But you know, with so you saying it was really just trying to like stick with the time, basically.
Yeah, sticking with the times was difficult for me. You know what I mean? Like, it took me a long time to like reinvent. I was still dropping music, but I was dropping it how I knew how to rap.
Right.
And it was still working for me.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like once I dropped Letter to the Game, you know, which was fire. Yeah, thank you. Fire. Thank you.
Letter to the Game. Fire. Hard. Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? When I dropped that record, it was like the skies opened up. And,
who produced that?
Well, I wrote that record to a J-Arms instrumental.
Okay.
And I brought it to the studio, and I was recording with this dude named Felix at the time, 12th Note. Okay. 12th Note Productions. So we sat there, D Spellz, Felix, my man Kaz, and we produced a whole new beat around it.
Okay.
So it didn't feel the same for me, but nobody else knew that because nobody else heard it.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it took off, bro. I'd be listening to the radio. Jamming to be playing it at the same time. Hot 97 to be playing it, and I would literally be flipping back and forth like this is crazy.
Right.
You know what I mean? Skies was just everybody wanted to do records. You know what I mean? And wow, it was a good time for music. It was a good time for me.
So at what point did you say, this is it? Like, this is my route. Like, I want to keep doing this, and I'm embedded in this culture, and I'm really gonna take rap for real. It was
probably when that record dropped.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, I had dropped a mixtape, but it was called Welcome to Hogville. But at times, it wasn't, conceptually focused. It was focused on stupid, dumb shit.
Yeah, we know, man. We was there.
You know what I mean?
we lived through it. Yeah.
So that was a different. That was me at the time expressing myself for what was going on at that time. And then, obviously life changes. I started to hone musically. I started to get conceptually better. Writing songs. I never was a freestyle rapper. I never was a battle rapper. I always focused on like writing songs and being a writer. That was all I cared about.
Right.
You know what I mean? I never cared to be that nigga that can freestyle for 5 minutes. Good for you. I'm going for the royalties.
Right.
I want to get that check.
Longevity.
Yeah.
I was having a conversation with somebody the other day as far as getting a check. Like, you're not one of those people who ever, I feel, you never tried to emulate nobody else's style, right? You always did what was true to you. And I respect that. You know what I mean? I love that. How do you feel about, adapting to a sound just because it's hot at the time? Because that's one of your struggles, you said.
Yeah, it's a struggle because you want to, like, be yourself as much as possible.
Right.
But,
do you feel like you ever done it?
Yeah.
Like, what song? Like,
this joints that I never released.
Okay.
That I tried, and I was like,
but it didn't sit well with you, and you were just like, nah, it ain't it.
Yeah,
it ain't it. I respect that, man.
Yeah.
I respect that because, being, ex-rap or whatever, I've dropped records because of what was current.
It's hard not to do, bro.
And then I sit back and I think about it. I'm like, I hate that fucking song.
You
know what I'm saying? Like, and niggas would be like, oh, this just hard, nigga, because, this is what's going on right now. And for me, it's like, that's not what's going to get niggas popping.
Mm-hmm.
How do you plan on popping off of something that's not yours?
Right.
You know
how you intend on lasting, like, longevity on.
Right. So it's like, do I do this real quick to get a quick bag?
Right.
And just ride that wave, see where it takes me? Or do I actually stay true to myself and and brand this and package it in a way where it's like you'd be stupid to not support this or to not get on this wave.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, the fact that you still here, bro, you still doing things, man. But look, bro, the joint that you dropped last year, Rich Without Fame.
Yeah.
Gunshot for Rich. That shit's hard, bro. Like from start to finish, my nigga, I felt like that was the rebranding, like the real rebranding.
For sure, absolutely. For you. Absolutely.
Prince Rich. I mean, you went from, Young Rich to Prince Rich.
I was
what made you switch that before we get into the album?
What? We're gonna go into it. I'm in a studio with Days right before, I'm talking literally 2 weeks before he goes away. And he's recording, he recorded 2 songs. And in one of the intros, I didn't have a rap name at the time. I was just like, yo, nigga, I'm nothing.
I'm rich.
Yeah,
and I'm young.
Yeah. I wasn't even that.
Yeah.
He literally went into the booth and was like, I got my nigga Young Rich with me.
Okay.
And I was like,
I like that.
I was Young Rich from then on.
Okay.
And that was it. That's it. You know what I mean? There's no crazy meaning, like, oh, this is, you know what I mean?
Right.
Nah, that was just.
So that's your name, Rich?
It was Young Rich. Rich is not my real name.
Really? That's interesting. So what made him call you that?
No idea. We gotta ask
You never even asked him? You never cared to ask him like why he gave you a whole new name?
I was excited. I was like, yeah, I got a rap name.
That's interesting.
This
whole time I was thinking your name was Richard or something, or Ricky or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, I got a very Spanish name, which we won't do.
Okay.
But
it's gonna get out there eventually, my
niggas. I mean,
niggas gonna Wikipedia
niggas
you
can
or
find
some
it.
shit.
Niggas can find me. There's not, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah.
Nah, that's what's up though. So what made you transfer from Young Rich to Prince Rich?
I was getting older.
Okay.
And the young shit wasn't. I was like, yo, there's mad youngs out here.
Yeah.
Mad youngs. So I was with Marcel Angle, who was the owner of Society Clothing. I was at his office.
Shout out, plug. Yeah.
So I was at his office, and I'm talking to him. We talking rebranding. And he was like, yo, I'm not mad at Prince. I'm like, yeah, I hate that. I don't like it.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm not mad at it. So I sat with it. I was like, fuck it. I went with it, and I hated it at first.
Really? Why?
I just didn't like the Prince, the fucking. I didn't like that shit. It took time for me to really stick with.
Rebranding and
rebranding
is hard because it has to feel right.
Right.
You know what I mean? And you kind of had like a battle with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like the name. Okay.
Yeah,
but do you feel like it's stuck? Like as soon as you switched it, like when you presented yourself as Prince Rich, like do you feel like it was?
Once I started to say it,
say
it on records,
right?
Naturally, your brain has an algorithm,
right?
You know what I mean?
Right.
And it just sticks subconsciously.
I hear that.
You know what I mean? And you go with it.
I hear that.
Plus, at the time, somebody started Young Rich, like entertainment, and then Fab had Rich Young. You know what I mean? It was just so much involved with it. I was like, I gotta make a change.
Right. Okay. So let's dive into Rich Without Fame, man.
Let's do that.
How do you feel like that was received as a project, man?
People loved it.
It's amazing. From start to finish, my nigga.
I appreciate it.
Like from start to finish, my nigga. Like it's literally. I felt like it was your autobiography.
Yeah, if you pay attention, I put my life into my music.
Yeah.
And I don't do a lot of this.
Right.
So to get to know me, you gotta listen to the music.
Right.
Literally, I put it all in. I put a lot of me in
Absolutely.
There. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. So, what song fucked me up, nigga, was 89.
Yeah.
Because you're my age.
Yeah.
And you made a song about 89.
Yeah.
That's when you were born, though.
Correct.
Right. So, listening to the record, it kind of like, it takes you back where it's like, this nigga was 6 years old in 89 or some shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you have you gotten that?
Nah, the only person I had to explain it to was Punch from TDE.
Okay. Really?
Yeah.
And how'd that happen? That's crazy.
Yeah, I'm never on Twitter. You know what I mean? I might tweet once in the blue. This morning, I mean, this particular day, I just happened to be on Twitter, and I follow him, and I forgot what he said. He said something about people not making real music anymore. Like, to them, people like following trends, and I responded to it. And he writes me back, and I write him back, and he writes me back at 7 a.m. So I know he's in Cali. It's probably like 3 a.m. So we're talking back and forth, and the whole time I'm like, Twitter's a motherfucker. This is a nigga that could make a phone call and change my life.
Right.
And he's sitting here talking to me, but I was just talking to him regular, just about real shit, real life shit.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And then he asked you about the record.
Nah, I was like, yo, I didn't want to overstep, but I was like, yo, if you get a chance, I'll write out there.
Hit me up.
I sent him the link.
Yeah.
He listened to it immediately and gave me feedback on the project.
That's dope.
And he told me to keep in contact with him. He said I was dope.
That's fire.
And he gave, he brought that up. So we started talking back and forth, and I was like, for me it was hard to focus on. All right, so the song is basically about my first few years of life. You know what I mean? I would say 4 or 5 years old type shit. And I was going through. I was like, shit, take me back to 95. I was like, shit. I went back, I dialed all the way back. I was like, you know what?
Shit is different.
I know this question's gonna come up, and if it comes up, I'm gonna just, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm gonna just explain it.
Right.
But he was like, yeah, with music, people were nitpicky. You know what I mean?
Right.
People were fucking, I know that shit reason, but it's like, just keep in mind in the future. You know what I mean?
That makes
People
sense.
are gonna dissect everything to the T.
Absolutely.
And I was like, I definitely will. I'll do that. It's just fire.
Yeah, fire.
Yeah.
Hands down. Like, my man Cash, who was just in the building, he was telling me, like, yo, how old is this nigga? And I'm like, I don't know, bro. And he was like, nigga, 89, nigga, like, he must be like, at least 5 years older than us. And I'm like, he don't look 5 years older than us type shit. Like, you know what I mean? And I'm like, I don't know, my nigga. I feel like he's my age, but I don't know. But that's funny. That's crazy, man. What do you feel like your favorite record was on Rich Without Fame?
Rich Without Fame. I think 89 was probably my favorite record.
Okay.
But
it was more sentimental.
The more meaningful record for me was Time.
Okay. Okay.
But 89 was definitely my favorite record. But,
Word.
Yeah, Time was probably, if I'm thinking back, was probably the more meaningful record for me.
Right.
Trial and Error was dope. It was conceptual. I loved
Trial and Error was fire. I love Trial and Error.
That's D Spellz on the beat.
Oh, D Spellz.
By the way.
Okay.
I love Designated Hitter because it was a different record for me, and I liked it. It wasn't like one of those me trying some new shit and I hate this shit like we was talking about earlier. I was like, I like this shit. I like that shit. And I dropped it. And what a lot of people don't know is that project was a collection of, I would say, maybe a 3-year span of music.
Okay. Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, and I just mixed the old records and tried to make it sound up to date as possible.
Okay.
But before Rich Without Fame, I went through a long writer's block. I'm talking this shit lasted years. To
really?
Where I was like, man, I ain't trying to rap like that.
Really?
Oh yeah.
What brought you there? What do you think?
I don't know. I would say after the birth of my daughter, I went through a lot of personal shit.
Okay.
And I allowed it to, affect me.
Right.
Something that would never happen today. But me being young and just, going into manhood and, learning life, you don't really know, you don't know what you're doing. You know what I mean? You're just trying shit. And, I made some mistakes that I allowed, to affect me mentally.
Right.
So I would literally go to the studio, book 4 hours, go, come up with nothing. And I would do that again every week. Fresh got rich off me doing that.
Wow.
Because it was just his break time. You know what I mean? Like, I would go do 3-4 hours and I would just sit there like, damn,
Fresh got rich off me.
come up with nothing. Not a bar, not a concept, not nothing.
Right.
So after doing that for a while, you know, every now and again I do a song, you know, and that was the time period where I recorded all that music.
Okay.
So I was going through shit. That's why the joint's fire, because every song is like, you know, it's about something that I was going through. You know what I mean? So we come from that era. You know what I mean? The whole shit is just pure emotion. If you just listen to it from beginning to end, it's just emotion.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like, man, this nigga's living and putting it on paper.
Bro, I'm telling you, like, there's not too many people who's willing to get vulnerable on records.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the fact that you took us there, man, I respect that. You know what I mean? Like, I think it sounded like you put, a lot of thought into the track list.
Yeah, for sure.
Like the flow of the whole joint, and it was only 8 records, but it was well put together, bro. And then, like, how do you feel? Like, was that the first joint that you dropped as Prince Rich?
No.
Okay. What was the first one that you dropped as Prince Rich? What was like 2017 or 2018?
Spellz, help me out.
What year was that when you made the name switch?
Cold Nights.
Cold Nights.
Yeah, 2014, 13, 14.
14?
Yeah, 2014.
It was that long ago?
Yeah.
Damn, my nigga, I've been I know you for a while, bro. That's crazy.
This is before you was before you had the Beamer and was doing your thing
before all of that. I mean, before the network marketing.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's crazy.
This nigga sat me down for y'all that don't know, this nigga sat me down in the Burger King. It was like, I got a presentation for you.
Nigga, yes.
Well, you got what for me?
He's like, nigga, I thought you was gonna talk to me about some rap.
I thought it was some other shit.
Yeah.
He was like, nigga, but he was on his real professional shit. And I was like, I gotta respect it.
Yeah.
At the time, I wasn't in a position to do nothing with you, bro.
Right. Network marketing is cool. It's a cool industry. I'll never do it again. I ain't gonna lie, but it taught me a lot.
I was like, this nigga got the beam, man. Gotta work.
It worked.
Yeah,
it worked for the time being. But the only thing I can say about that is that it's a bubble. It's gonna burst.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like with any of those businesses. But shout out to the niggas who was making money off of it. You know what I mean? It was fun. It was a cool time. I traveled a lot. I seen a lot of shit.
Yeah.
Got to drive some Beamers for the free. Like, why not? You know what I'm saying? But that's funny, man. I did do that.
Yeah.
It's funny, nigga. Like, mad niggas that I used to, know me for rap. You know what I mean? I'd hit them up like, yo, what's good? Woo, woo.
Yeah, you got to use that.
I'll pull up to the studio and niggas would be like, yo, what you got for me? And I'm like, nah, nigga, look at this bomb.
I got a presentation for you.
I'm saying? What you think about niggas?
Look at this PowerPoint.
Niggas would be looking at me like, this nigga shit's got me. This nigga shit's got me, nigga. You know what I mean? That's funny, nigga.
Yeah.
Shout out to network marketing.
Yeah, yes, sir.
That's funny. So let's talk about let's talk. Actually, I want to take a step back because we mentioned pun earlier and breath control, right? You being a heavier dude, man. How do you feel like that goes into like the whole creative process, man?
I mean, I don't always get it on the first go.
Yeah,
that's a fact.
Okay,
you know what I mean. And I got bigger over time.
Right.
I wasn't always.
You wasn't always, dad weight. You know what I'm saying?
But always like this. I got bigger over time. I like steak. I like.
Niggas like to eat good, bro.
I eat good.
That's fine.
You know what I mean?
You work hard, man.
I work hard as a motherfucker.
You know what I mean? That's it.
You know
what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, like the creative process, like, I remember, I was, when I was like, in my early 20s, I wasn't as chunky as I am now, nigga, but, I never experienced that, right? But, so, how does that, like, you know what I mean? Like, walk me through that. Like, what's that like? Like, you know what I mean? Like, in sense, you said it takes you time or whatever. Like,
Yeah, sometimes I get it on the first go. It depends on the style of rap I'm doing. And I write. You know what? These days, I don't have too much of a problem. At first, I did, but that was when I was coming to the studio with my shit ready.
Right.
I don't do that.
You feel like you was just too wordy with it? Like, is that what it is?
Nah, what it was is, I mean, when I'd be in the crib, I'd write, and I might not have the whole thing down, so you're going in there, you're playing with it, you're running out of breath. This is all learning. Right. You know what I mean? Even while you're recording, you're learning, you're taking mental notes. Like, okay, I need to hold my shit a little longer to get this line in, and maybe on the next one, maybe I'll punch in there or whatever. But that was when I was doing that.
Right.
The last few years of me doing music, I write all my music on the spot. Sometimes I'll be in the booth, I'll come up with 2 lines, I record the 2 lines, and I'll think of 2 more, I record 2 more. I don't know, even when I finish my verse, like, I don't know my verse, you know what I mean?
You feel like you like that process better than being ready?
I do.
Why is that?
Because you're in the moment, you're capturing, the essence of what it is that coach is the coach is really about. You know what I mean? Coming up, and shit. If I invite you to the studio tomorrow, I'm gonna be like, I'll send you the beat. You know what I mean? I probably won't have a hook or nothing for it. You know what I mean? But I'll be like, yo, nigga, let me know what you think. But when we go to the studio, I'm writing every line and not on the spot.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Now I feel you. That's a very organic and it's like, yeah, like you said, you're in the moment.
Yeah. And not all artists work like that too.
Right.
So I'd be conscious, but the artists that I do invite to the studio, they're able to do it. Okay. And when I got Days in the studio, that's how he does it. Right. So we really feed off each other. It'd be like a competition, you know what I mean? Like, who can get the verse done first?
Right.
Who can you know what I mean? Like,
you gotta love that shit.
A lot of times he's done with his verse before me, so he'll go first on the record. Yeah. That really be it. Right. You know what I mean? But I come hard with that 1-2. We got a 1-2 punch.
So who's your favorite collaborator thus far? It doesn't have to be from the city. It can be anybody.
But who I've collaborated with?
Correct.
I haven't collaborated with a whole lot of people.
Right.
But I enjoy, Dutch Rebel.
Yeah.
She's beyond talented.
Yeah. Moving. Yeah, that's what you're referring to. That is that the only song y'all done together?
Yeah, that was the only joint we did. Yeah. And we did that on the spot. She impressed the shit out of me. You know what I mean? We literally we picked out, that was a D Spellz beat.
D Spellz. She all modest and quiet.
Yeah,
listen, whatever, I did that. Listen, you know what I mean? You see me, you ain't even gonna get that out of me. You see me, nigga? Yeah. Talking shit, boy.
Humble. We humble over there.
Fuck that, nigga. Talk shit, nigga.
Yeah. We gonna do a little more of that on the next project.
I hear you.
But she picked out the beat, and we just did it on the spot, and did the same thing with Av, Last Days. I was a part of the last Wise Guys project too.
And I saw that. You did some more with the Wise Guys.
Yeah, shout out to the Wise Guys, man. Shout out to Man Terror.
Yeah, how did that come to
Mike McNeil? I actually did a record with Terror and Brass from Triple Threat.
Okay.
And we did a video down Dudley.
Okay.
And after we did that, the record came out. Shout out to Bellnell Mike.
Okay. Shout out.
Mike McNeil, the whole team, Shiz. This was around the time that they were like, yo, we thinking of coming back together to do an album, and we want you a part of it. So at first I thought they just wanted me to get on the joint, and I went to a meeting with them, and I found out that they wanted me to be actually a part of the group.
Really? That's interesting.
Yeah, that was interesting as shit.
How'd you feel about that?
I jumped at it.
Okay.
That's a historical ass group in Boston rap.
Facts.
You know what I mean?
Facts. Niggas do your research.
You niggas gotta do it.
Young niggas do your research.
This is when you gotta be. We was doing shit when you had to be outside. I'm gonna say it again.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
let's Matter of fact, now finish your sentiment, and then we're gonna get it back.
For sure.
Yeah.
There's a couple things I skipped about back in the day, but that's just now coming to me. But Wise Guys was in that record Letter to the Game. I put Wise Guys in there. I put Joint Venture in there. I put Made Men in there. I was showing love. I was paying homage because I remember being young and seeing the Made Men van pull up. Wow. You know what I mean? I'm young as shit, and I'm like,
facts, nigga.
They giving out shirts and they giving out tapes and they giving out, you know what I mean? And I was like, nigga, who the fuck is these niggas?
They was them niggas.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
you had to be outside.
Word.
You know what I mean?
Word. Where'd you grow up?
I grew up in Dorchester.
What part?
Franklin Field.
Okay. Dorchester's the biggest part of Boston, man. A lot of niggas don't know that. Geographically, it's the biggest part of the city, my nigga. Dorchester has so much culture, so much history. I digress, my nigga, but keep going.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I moved around, though.
Yeah.
When I was young, I lived in Cathedral.
Okay.
I moved to, Franklin Field, and then I moved to Lenox Street. I was all over the place. You know what I mean? But, the whole time it's been DH.
Okay. Hey, did it. Dirty Hawks. Dirty Hawks.
But yeah, so having that in the back of my mind, I was like, yeah, I'm in. I want to be a part of it.
Yeah. What was that experience like? Like they pulled, like you pulled up to the studio session with them, or like was it like I've been sending you the record type shit, or was it like
nah? We was all in the studio.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I see y'all did the videos. You know what I mean? Was it 2 or was it just one video?
$1 million a week.
Yeah, $1 million a week. What up? Was there another one with them, or was it just that joint?
Shit.
I
think that's the only one we did.
Okay. Cause you got like, how many records you got with them?
Shit, I don't know. I'm on the project.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like you're all over.
I'm all over the project. $1 million a week. That's one of them records I did back. People don't know this. I did that record in 2015. I just had a verse and a hook, and it was one of those. Maybe this sounds too much like I'm trying to copy. You know what I mean? And I never finished it.
I mean, it's not something that you put out type shit.
I never put it out.
Okay.
Right?
I was about to say like,
it's unreleased. It was unreleased. So I'm sending them mad records that I had open verses to. Right. That was one of the records. They was like, nigga, this shit's crazy.
Right.
So niggas jumped on it. We had international show redo the beat.
Yeah. Shout out show.
Yeah. We did the video.
I don't even know if those gunshots are appropriate because shows mad like I mean like mad religious and shit. They get like
shout out to the show,
shout out my nigga show, dog.
I don't approve.
I don't understand why he put the gunshots after he said show. Nigga. I don't do that shit. Like, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, shout out my nigga show.
Yeah,
man.
Shout out the show, man. So he came through with that, and the record came out crazy. Shout out to Eddie Fish.
Yeah.
And Terror.
So you would say the Wise Guys is your favorite collaborator thus far?
You know what? I enjoyed that.
Okay.
Yeah, I enjoyed that.
I liked it because it's a mixture of new and old.
Yeah,
right?
For sure.
New and old that's done well.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you see that every so often you'll see the new and old, but it's not always done well. You know what I mean? And in reality, some of these new niggas just don't be wanting to hit old.
Nah, that's true. And a lot of the new niggas don't even know who they are.
Right.
You know what I mean? So we all of that was being discussed at the
right.
table.
Right.
How are we gonna,
roll this out and things of that nature.
But at the end of the day, niggas just stuck to them because them niggas like Man Terror could still rap.
Yeah.
Mike McNeil could still rap.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like even at the my mind was blown. You know what I mean? I'm like, damn. Jimmy Marsh. Shout out to Jimmy Marsh.
Shout out to the whole crew, man. If y'all are not familiar, definitely do your research, man. Look Google, it up, man. Hit Google, man. So, Man Terror, YG Nation. Look that up. It's fire, start to finish. So let's talk about 2020 shit, man.
Yeah, what's going on?
I Speak For Us. You dropped that. What month was that? I Speak For Us.
March.
Early,
right? March.
Early. So when you
that was my birthday. I dropped
actually,
it on my birthday.
was it March?
It had to have been March, no?
I feel like it was after March.
Nah, oh shit, I'm bugging.
It was like
what
July
did we drop,
or June
bro?
or something like that.
In My Feelings.
Yeah. In My
I'm
Feelings
tripping.
was a single.
Nah, it was 2 records, yeah.
And then
Oh yeah, then I dropped No Invite. That
No
was a
Invite,
single.
right,
I forgot
right.
about all that.
Come on, bro. You don't
Yeah,
even know when
you
you're dropping your own shit, bro.
My life is like 1,000 miles in it.
but you creating.
Yeah,
and you moving.
Yeah, for
so
sure.
that's all that really matters at the end of the day, my nigga. Like you're putting stuff out, you're putting out singles, you're putting out projects. Your last 2 projects have been relatively short. Like, was that by design?
Definitely.
Okay.
I just feel like I don't even want to listen to a 16 song album. Okay. I don't give a fuck who it is.
Right.
I just don't, you know what I mean? So I took that into account. And you know, that was pretty much it. This is when who started the shit kind of like when Ye had when he had you know, Push and Nas and Tiana Taylor. I was like, nigga, we going that route.
Right.
I don't care. We just got to make sure that these records hit.
I hear that.
You know what I mean?
I hear that. And they did hit.
Yeah.
And they did hit, man. So obviously Moving, I love that record with Dutch Rebel, man.
Yeah.
What was your favorite record off of I Speak For Us that you really enjoyed recording besides that?
Damn. As far as like, you know, just rapping, I liked you know, High Honors. I had fun with that record.
Okay.
And it was one of the first records I recorded, you know, after I was like, I don't know, I'm gonna do this shit again. It was the very first record.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Why was that your favorite record?
Well, at the time, you know, I didn't have, you know, the motivation to really get back in the studio. And then people that I knew started, you know, to pass away little by little. Like, damn, this nigga passed, damn him.
Right.
Damn, I gotta fucking do something.
Right.
I can't
not talk about this.
Yeah, I gotta.
Yeah.
I don't even talk about them, but I was like, I gotta, you know, this goal of mine, I gotta make it happen. I can't keep putting it off. I gotta fucking, you know what I mean? I gotta do it. And that was, you know, the first record I recorded at the top of the year. Like the first session at the top of the year, that was the first record I did. And I wrote it on the spot. And I just love the vibe of the record. You know what I mean?
Right. Good record. Solid record, man.
Yeah.
Like I said earlier, man, your sound is very polished.
Yeah.
Do you feel like there's another level for you that you haven't hit?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like to write, bro. Like I like, you know, I used to write a lot of R&B records, and I haven't written one in a while, but like, you know, the art of songwriting is, especially now,
right,
bro, it changes every 6 months,
right?
You know,
what is it? You do the harmonize and sing thing, man.
Yeah.
What made you want to start doing that?
Like I said, I used to write a lot of R&B records.
Okay.
And I could never find like the right singers to do. You know what I mean? I'm one of those. You get in the studio with me, and I'm a nitpicking. If we're doing if I got you singing on a record, I'm like, yo, I want it to sound like this, and it's really hard to find. So I was just like, fuck it, we go over it. We'll pay a singer to come.
Yeah.
If that shit don't work, it's supposed to be like, nigga, drop that shit the way it is.
Word.
We dropping it the way it is.
Real shit.
You know what I mean? And that's really where it comes from.
It
it's
sounds
not
good.
Intentionally.
It sounds good. The first time you did it, was you like nervous about releasing it?
Yeah. I was like, yo, what are people gonna think? Like, people
this
know me
think
for
he
this.
Drake, nigga.
I don't want to hear the comparison bullshit. Who he's trying to sound like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Nigga, everybody got a fucking opinion.
Bro, I done did it too, man.
Yeah.
I don't know who the fuck I thought I was.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's... You know, when people do it and it sounds good and it's organic, like it sounds authentic, they ain't really nothing to talk about.
Right.
It's like, play that back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So shit, man. I mean, so I Speak For Us, man. What do you feel like that did for you this year, especially this year, because of how shit was going? Like when you dropped this in the middle of a pandemic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, do you feel like it was a snoozer concert?
Yeah, for sure. I think it was.
I felt like there was way more rollout for my fault. Wow, Rich Without Fame.
Yeah.
It was like a whole campaign.
Yeah.
It was a crazy rollout.
It lasted a long time.
It was the whole that shit Instagram.
Yeah,
like, you know what I'm saying?
I got it tatted on me too. You know what I mean? I had that campaign for a long time. Before Rich Without Fame was, I don't know. I had so many ideas with it. You know, I was like, fuck it. I'm gonna name my project that. I got it tatted on me 2 years prior, and I was like, this embodies what I want to be. You know what I mean? Like I hate the camera. I hate the spotlight. You know what I mean? I literally, if I could sit in the studio and write and be like, yo, this is for you. This is for you. That's a dream job.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Why wouldn't you want to get paid for
dream
to do what
job.
you love?
I don't care to perform on stage at the Grammys. I want to be the person winning the Grammy for writing a song.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So with I speak for us, man. I mean, like, what was the idea behind it? You know, and why did you roll it out the way you rolled it out?
It was yo, we gotta drop these records. I'm tired of sitting on them. All those records were written in 2019.
Wow.
I recorded nothing in 2000. This whole year I recorded nothing, but I got another project that I'm about to drop because I recorded 30 songs last year.
Said 30 songs.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So how many songs you got in the tuck?
We could do, I wouldn't drop another 2 projects, but I got 2 projects worth.
Wow.
Another 2 projects worth. Yeah.
That's crazy.
We're going to do one more project. I was saying the next 30 days. I don't even know what it's called yet.
Oh, you mean, yeah, I got to say what's it called, man.
We're gonna do it.
CWTFB exclusive, man. CWTFB exclusive, man. You heard it here first.
Yeah.
Prince Rich got some shit dropping, man. But actually, by the time this episode comes out, this should have.
By the time this episode comes out, I'll probably have a name. I'll probably have somebody working on the cover.
Yeah. All right. So we'll see what goes on with that, man.
We'll see what happens.
With the 2 singles you dropped this year, No Invite and In My Feelings, man, what was the inspiration behind those?
Well, the
No Invite dropped first.
No Invite dropped first. That was Show.
Yeah.
Show, working with Show is interesting because he brings you into his world. When I first sat down with Show, he was like, you know what you want to do, and I was like, bring me into your world because I'm trying to find myself all over again. Right. Bring me into your world, my nigga. Let me see, do your thing, and I'll follow your lead.
Inspire me.
And that was one of the records. Okay, I mean, we got a couple, but
Show's amazing, man. Show's an amazing creative. I can't wait to have a sit down with him. I definitely want to hear his story.
Yeah, he's got a dope story.
Yeah, his story's fire.
Yeah.
First time I met dude was fire because like he was one of the first rappers that I realized perform with a live band.
Yeah, no bullshit.
That was different for me. You know what I mean? Because you know, other than seeing like Jay-Z tour with the Roots, shit like that. Like
you don't see that.
You don't see that shit, bro. Yeah. And the sound is different. It sounds crazy. It sounds amazing. A wholehearted musician. And I respect Show.
Nah, he is.
Shout out Show, man. So Show produced that. You put this out. What did you feel like? And was that also recorded in 2019 or was that?
Yeah, that was 2019.
2019. Wow. So what made you drop it this year then?
Well, I dropped that around my birthday. Okay. I dropped that right when we came off tour with Griselda. And
wow. I was gonna get into that. We're gonna get into that.
We'll get into that. So I just wanted to drop something, bro. I felt like, the last, I probably had dropped a video like the October before that. And then I took a trip, I took a trip out of town. And, events happened that inspired me. You know what I mean? We was, I got to meet Pop Smoke.
Wow. Really?
Yeah.
What was he like?
Young, wild. All those shout out to them, man.
Yeah, man. Shout out. R.I.P., man. Shout out.
We was able to really kick it with his team.
That's dope.
We went back and we drove back to where he was staying at the time. And we was just all in the crib.
Was this New York?
Nah, we was in Miami.
Okay.
Yeah. Shout out to Snush. And yeah, that was an eye opener for me. Because of how it's all about who you know. And,
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Always is.
So just to see, I got a real up close look, real fast of how he was living at the time. He was living a good life. Man, rest in peace.
Same in that space. Man.
Yeah. It was a fun night. You know what I mean?
I can imagine.
And he embraced niggas with love.
I can imagine.
You know
He just seemed like a young nigga that was just excited to be around what he was around. You know what I mean?
Yeah. They was living that life. I
can imagine.
I ain't gonna go into details.
Right. You ain't even got it.
But I was just like, this nigga wild. But yeah, for sure. Good energy.
Right.
This whole team got good energy. So, a couple events happened. And I came back, we obviously went on tour with Griselda.
And you just felt like it was time to drop some music.
Yeah, I was like, it was just inspiring to be on tour with them.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So let's walk through that, man.
Yeah.
Let's walk through that.
Yeah.
Because, I wanted to hit it as like a, last but not least topic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But since you brought it up, what was that experience like, my nigga? Because that's crazy. The Griselda, I heard Griselda years ago from my brother, my older brother. My brother's 40-something. He's 40, like in his mid-40s. And, his taste in music, obviously, is influenced from his era. You know what I'm saying? So he put me on to these guys a few years ago. It's like, yo, look, they give me Wu-Tang vibes. They give me this vibes. They give me, you know what I mean? He was like, look into them. And I immediately gravitated West Side to West Side Gun because I'm a huge Ghostface fan, right? And I spoke about this with Days when I was talking to him.
Yeah.
What was that experience like? Not only performing on a Griselda tour, which I can only imagine what the crowds look like, but what was the experience just meeting these dudes and being around them and soaking in some game? You know what I mean?
I'm standoffish.
Yeah. I couldn't tell.
Yeah. I'm not the guy. I'm not the friendly.
Right.
I'm the most like friendliest, unfriendly guy you probably gonna meet. I don't talk. I stay in the back. I chill. But Days made that happen. Business wise.
Right.
Days be all over the place.
Yeah. Great networker, man.
Days would be the kind of like he's like. Days would be at a gas station and be like, yeah, nigga, I ran into
whatever.
Jay-Z.
Right.
That's how his life is. No bullshit. Like, I can't make this shit up. I'd be like, yo, how the fuck did you do that, though?
Yeah, I just seen the nigga refilling. You just refilling his roles,
yeah,
nigga. I was just there,
just around. Nigga, I just walked in. And
that's hilarious.
Yeah, bro. So he was in the club, and Benny walks in, and that Last Days is not the least bit shy. He is very much so the opposite of me. He walks up, introduces himself, start talking business, and then do business.
Yeah.
And that led to, more business, and we end up on tour.
Right.
The entire tour. With the exception of their first stop.
What was the first stop?
The first stop was in Atlanta.
Okay.
And we just had some things going on at the time.
Yeah, it just didn't make sense for y'all to do that.
Yeah. We just couldn't make it. But their next stop was Boston, and that was crazy.
What was that like?
It was beautiful. The town came out, and it was love. Like, it was love. I'm on stage and
shout out my city, man.
Yeah. I'm on stage and there's mad people in the crowd that obviously know us, but nobody really knew we was on the. It first started as just Boston again.
Right.
Let's do this. Let's do that.
Yeah.
That ended up being the whole tour. So I wasn't at every date. But the dates that I did go, it was just a dope experience. Like, shout out to Benny, he was the first one.
Shout out.
I met.
Word.
But again, I'm standoffish. The most relatable one is probably Conway.
Okay. Conway seemed like
Conway standoffish. We ain't, we ain't listening.
Okay. He seemed like he's the one that it's still like he's still really engulfed in the trenches. You know what I'm saying? Like, at least with his music. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I mean? Like, what do you feel was your biggest learning piece out of that whole tour?
Shit. The biggest learning piece for me, like, you see Griselda and they're like, damn, you see a bunch of niggas that like, damn, you see how they rap and like, damn, they never switched up. But it taught me that you don't need the world to love you. You need your cult following of fans to love you.
Right.
That's not going, you might not be that artist that sell a million records.
Right.
But you can still be the artist to go to every city and sell it out with the people that love you. And that's something I had to learn. Like, you really don't have to change who you are. You could be you, do your music, and people that love you, dope, and people that don't,
it is what it is.
It is. It really
ain't
is.
for you.
It ain't for you.
Right.
Because
and that's okay.
You can still, for who you are and what kind of artist you are and who you are, what you do, what your music, what your subject matter is. You're gonna have your own set of fans, and that's who you're supposed to be doing music for. You ain't supposed to be doing music for.
So that was an eye opener.
Super, like up close and personal. You know what I mean? That I never, had before. I get people that's always show me love, but I never had that real world example until like in every city, like seeing that it's sold out,
right?
And Days is on stage and not one person knows him in these cities, but they're showing love because of the kind of music he was presenting.
Absolutely.
And I was like, damn, this is
like, y'all, the music that y'all make, man. I mean, I feel, being in line with Griselda Records, like, that was the perfect tour for y'all to go on.
Yeah. I couldn't imagine a better.
You know what I mean? Situation was crazy. The timing was crazy. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of, Millie's went on tour with Griselda before, you know what I'm saying? But the type of music that he makes versus the type of music that y'all make, it's different. It meshes better. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just like, this was, if there was, any niggas in the industry right now who's really getting it that, could bring y'all on tour, that was the perfect situation, man. Right. So I'm super like happy for y'all, man, for real. Like, that was a dope look for y'all. What kind of doors do you feel like that opened up for y'all?
A lot.
I can imagine.
A lot. You're meeting people in every city. I wasn't there at the show, but I'm seeing pictures and Days is telling me like, nigga, I'm standing right next to Jay-Z, nigga.
Yeah, I remember you told me that.
I mean? He's standing. I'm looking at the picture. He's standing next to Jay-Z. Shout out to Miami Black.
And he said it on the show. He said it. He was like, yo, the nigga, I'm holding the door for the nigga Jay. Yeah. And he just looking at me like, yo, who is this nigga?
Yeah, because it's not the first time they were in the room together. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's right.
Days had a $1.1 million deal on the table.
Right.
With Def Jam back in the day, right before he went in.
That's crazy. And timing is a bitch. Huh?
Timing is a motherfucker.
That's life.
So of course Jay-Z's like, where the fuck do I know this nigga from?
I probably broke the nigga's contract up. Like, you know what I'm saying? Type shit.
Yeah, nigga.
That's
shout out the last fucking days.
You fucking right, nigga.
Don't talk to me about who the trendsetter and fucking. That's like what kind of example he was there for me is like. This is why like
who better to learn from?
Right. You can name one and I'll be like, nah, nigga, that ain't it. I'm fuck with it.
I hate you. So, we were talking for a little bit, man. I kept asking all the questions.
Yeah.
Anything that you wanted to come up here and talk about?
Shit, let's talk about the new scene, man. I mean, the energy is definitely shifted in Boston.
Yeah.
There's more of a female presence.
The females have ran 2019.
Yeah.
It's a more accepting presence.
Yeah.
Things are different.
I'm still learning it. I've been out the loop.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like I had to reacclimate myself to what's going on. And that's really just because I ain't never been a media guy, my nigga. Like
you know what? Let's take a moment to give you your flowers. No
thank
bullshit,
you, brother.
bro.
I appreciate you, man.
Yeah, because this is the last thing. When you started doing this, I was like,
really?
He,
right.
He got the voice.
Right.
But it's like I never seen it coming. Bro.
You know
I'm
what
glad
I mean?
you did it.
Thank you, bro. Like no bullshit. Like I wanted to stay connected to the culture.
Yeah.
That's really what it comes
You
down
do a
to.
great job at doing that.
Thank you, bro. Like for real.
I'd be like, yo, like, first off, with the amount of shows you have and the amount of artists that you've had on, I'd be like, how does this nigga even know about it?
I just pay attention to what's going on, bro. And
Mind blowing.
it's literally a snowball effect. You know what I mean? Like you look at one guy, yeah, I mean, you like I talk to you. You just said a whole bunch of names that I've never heard of.
Yeah.
Once you leave, I'm gonna look them up.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? If they're from the city and I like what they're doing, I'm probably gonna reach out, right? And not only that, it's just from being in these circles as far as music goes, it was always people that we looked up to. You know what I mean?
For sure.
You got the last days of the city.
Yeah, you got.
You know what I mean?
We're talking like that era,
right?
You know what I mean? There was Last Days. There was Dre Rob. There was
Right.
Lou Armstrong.
Facts, big facts.
You know what I mean? There was Smoke Bozier. He was doing his thing.
There's so many people from that era.
There's so many, bro.
And even before
Triple
then,
Threat was killing shit.
Fucking Triple Threat.
They was killing shit.
Niggas
bro.
don't even know.
Niggas don't even know. They was.
Wow, man, you
Yeah,
bringing me back. Fucking, who else? Acrobatic.
Millie's was back. Millie's was doing this thing back then too.
Millie's been doing this thing.
He's been around a long
I
time.
love what he's doing. Shout out Millie's, man. He just dropped his album Blanco 3. Doing numbers right now. Shout out to him. So the city's in a great space. You know, you got Bia, who just had a fucking crazy hit with Russ.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You got Cousin Stiz, he's the face of Boston, really. Like when you look at like from outside looking in,
Outsiders. Yeah.
a lot of people look at Stiz as the guy, right? Michael Christmas. So
I like Michael Christmas.
I like
never
Michael
met
Christmas.
Cousin Stiz, but his music's always been dope.
Oh yeah, it's always been quality. I never met Stiz or Michael Christmas, but you know, just respecting their brand and respecting their craft and
Michael
what they
Christmas's videos were always different and dope. And I'll be like, yo, this nigga's like a outside the box thinker.
Right. And you know what I like about that is that it opened the door for niggas to understand that you don't gotta be this hard.
You
don't gotta be the tough guy. You don't gotta be, you know, nigga, I sold this. You know what I mean? I took this. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I love it. I love the culture right now. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people doing their thing, man. And how do you feel like you're contributing to that?
Well, I definitely support niggas' brands. You know, shout out to A-Zip.
A-Zip.
I was with him 2 weeks ago.
Shout out Zip. Shout out 80.
Purchasing some merch and, you know, having a quick, you know, talk and, you know, just seeing where he's, you know, where he's at, you know, with his situation and, you know, his buzz and his success. You know, I just shit, man. I be DMing niggas, man. Like, yo, Yahweh.
Word.
That nigga.
Shout out
right
Yahweh.
there. You know, you just tapping in with niggas like he blows my mind because he does the music and then, you know, he does his artwork and he'll do his own website. Be like, yo, nigga, I got your website, nigga. Yeah. Like, that's like L to me.
360.
Yeah, that's L to me.
That is a shout out Yahweh, man.
Yeah, shout out to Yahweh.
Derek Jeter is still doing crazy numbers.
Yeah, shout out to him, man. That's incredible, bro.
It's
I love to
fucking
see
amazing.
like, even, you know, like to see niggas do the numbers that they do and, you know, tap into, you know, outside of Boston, that in itself, because of where we come from, is an amazing thing to see, bro.
I can only imagine.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So when niggas embrace you outside, and you know, it's dope.
If you could have done anything differently within your music career, what would that have been?
I wouldn't have been so cautious. One with subject matter early on, and I would have just kept going. I would have took some more risks.
Okay,
What kind of risk? Some more risks. I would have tried different styles. I would have probably, you know, fucked with. I would have did more features. You know what I mean? Network, and it's just the way I'm built, the way I'm wired back then versus now. Like I can do things now that I probably wasn't able to do
back then.
Right. Reach out.
I feel you.
Like, you know,
I feel you. I mean, you know, like
I wasn't talking to nobody back then. Plus, you had to be outside, bro.
This is what I
didn't. You know what I mean? I didn't really know. If you weren't outside, I didn't really.
I
didn't really know who you were.
Right. This is what I'll say, right? Like you look at the landscape of music, rap music, you know what I'm saying? In any local market, my nigga, like it doesn't matter what city it is, bro. There's always gonna be street shit that translates into the music. Especially when you that type of guy, right? And I'm not talking about you in particular, but I felt like in our era, like when we was really coming up, teenagers, and we wanted to do music, that was the bulk of it, my nigga.
Yeah, it was. It was tough.
And it's fucked up because it's like, you niggas only do music because they don't want to do that shit.
Right.
But the shit always fucking leaks
tough.
Because what you gonna talk about? You gonna talk about your life.
Yeah, it was tough, bro.
You're gonna talk about your life. You're gonna talk about what's going on. And you know, I talk to a lot of guys, you know, from that time. You know, some are still doing music, some are not. And it's like, it's always the same shit where it's like, yo, if I could have done anything differently, I would have left that shit out of the music. Because we know the street shit is never going to go anywhere. It's always going to be there. Like, it is what it is. Like, it's always going to be there.
Well, street shit is a part of the culture.
Period. It's always going to be a part of the culture.
It's always been a part of the culture.
But I feel, you know, Millie's was tweeting something the other day. He was saying, like, look, I'm ready to do records with whoever. You know what I'm saying? Fuck the street politics. If you nice and you really, you know, and you really doing it, and I respect your craft, that's all we need to talk about. You know what I'm saying? So like,
it's the right attitude to have.
Right?
It's always you know, you take it back to like the first Wise Guys project.
Right.
That was all a bunch of niggas that was beefing with.
I was just about to say that, like, if you look at the history of them,
you know what I mean?
These niggas is legends. You know what I'm saying? Like legends, my nigga. Like, you know what I mean?
Talking the most some of the most dangerous niggas in the city on tracks together.
And it's never gonna stop. You got these young niggas, you know, that you see that are coming out right now. Matter of fact, who's your favorite young nigga coming up right now?
I ain't gonna lie, bro. I like this nigga Side Street Capo.
Hey,
that
yo, that boy go hard.
You know what? I got my young boy Munchie.
Okay,
you know what I mean?
Where he from?
He's from Morse.
Okay.
I
gotta look into him.
Yeah, Munchie's fire.
Okay. You know what's crazy? This whole fucking media shit is crazy, my nigga, because there's so much talent right now.
There's too much to keep up.
There's so much fucking
every
talent.
hood got fired.
I swear to God, I know every rapper, but I really don't.
You know
what I'm saying? Like, this shit's crazy, nigga. I don't know niggas. I don't know niggas, bro. Like, you know, like every time somebody, you know, mentions somebody, and I'm like, who? And then I look into them, fire. Yeah. You know what I mean? So yeah, my fault.
It's kind of the climate too. Like the drill music thing's taking over.
It is. Niggas ain't like what I had to say about drill music. I don't know if you saw that, dog. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I saw that.
You know what I mean? Like, bro, but do you feel me? Do you understand my angle?
This is.
You don't feel me, nigga.
Nah, well, I'm probably a little more accepting than you right now, but like you gotta let it take its course. Like when we was young doing music,
Right.
like
There was sounds that
there was
we tried
people
to
that
adopt.
came before us that
Right.
was like, the fuck are they doing?
Right.
Like, these niggas is fucking music up. You know what I mean?
You know, but what I mean is this: it's like, how many niggas do we know that tried to bite off a style, and where are they?
right.
You know what I'm saying?
But you know what? These young niggas is growing.
now,
you know what I mean?
now, drill the sound.
Yeah.
I don't mind, like the beat, like the type of beats, like the beat selection.
Right. So
I like the
what
beat.
bothers you the most?
What bothers me is that the artists get on these songs and they try to be the niggas that do drill on a national level,
Okay, I got you.
stealing niggas' ad libs.
I got you.
Hey,
I don't like that shit. I don't like that.
stealing niggas' ad libs,
Yeah,
stealing
yeah,
niggas, dance.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
woo, everybody want to woo walk.
Yeah,
Everybody from
I get
Canarsie.
you.
Everybody
I
from.
got you. I got you.
So that's where I'm at with it. I don't mind the sound. The sound is lit.
I love the sound.
I love the
man.
beats.
Yeah,
The beat
yeah.
selection is crazy. So
Yeah.
maybe I didn't really elaborate. on
Right.
that.
You gotta.
know what I'm saying?
Everybody's gonna nitpick.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Maybe I didn't
You
elaborate
gotta
on that.
elaborate.
It's really the disregard for creativity.
I understand that.
Niggas don't even
Because-
try.
Nah, I
Niggas
got
don't
you.
try,
I
bro.
got you. Cause we come from that time where
Right.
you had to be different. You got to come up with different shit. That's
Right.
why. That's why I like songwriting so much. Just because
Niggas that literally get on a beat and think they're fucking Fabio Foreign.
Nah, I got you. They'll think they. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Nah, I get you, and that's wrong.
All right.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Like, let him have his shit. We
Yeah.
already got one of them niggas.
Yeah.
And we like him.
Right.
But we don't like you doing him. Like, pause.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
that's not. You know what I mean?
got
So
you.
that's where I'm at with it. I like drill. Don't get me wrong. The street culture is never gonna die. We
Nah.
understand that
Nah,
it's
yeah,
gonna
for
be
sure.
here forever.
Yeah.
It's not the end all be all.
hmm
You know,
And you don't have to. When you're doing music, you don't have to embrace that.
right? You don't have to get in that bag.
You don't.
There's a lot of like hardened like hood street niggas that I know that make music that don't even go there.
Right. I agree.
You know what I mean? And there's not too many of them, but a handful of them. You know what I'm saying? That the nigga in the streets and you're like, it's crazy. Your music don't even sound like that. You're gonna allude to it. You're gonna
Yeah.
always talk about the culture. You're gonna talk about what you've been through, what you
Yeah,
survived through.
for sure.
But you're not gonna go there because that's not what you want to promote. You know what I mean?
Today, I'm so far removed from that kind of energy.
Right. I feel you, bro.
I
We're
don't
grown
rap.
men.
I don't rap about a whole lot of street shit.
We grown men with
I really
hits,
just be dropping drums
knowledge.
and.
Yeah.
If you listen to me today, you'll hear like some lessons. I learned a lot of lessons over the
Imagery.
years.
Imagery in the
And
music,
I
bro.
put it out, yeah, for sure.
Nah, your pen game is sick, bro. Like, no
Appreciate you.
bullshit. Like, that ass, my nigga. Like, I'm a fan. Like, wholeheartedly, my nigga. I listen to your shit. Anything that you drop, I'm with it. You know what I'm saying? You know that. I buy all your music, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I
you know what I'm saying?
truly appreciate that. bro.
Absolutely,
Definitely.
bro. Absolutely, my nigga. Anything you want to end out with before we bring this to the vocal? When we've been talking for a minute, man.
Yeah, I just appreciate you giving me the platform. I don't do
Absolutely.
this like that.
Right.
It was easy to come up here and talk to you because we from the same shit.
Right. This is nothing, man. This is
Yeah.
nothing, man. You gonna give me some balls before you get out of here, though?
Yeah, I knew that was
All
coming.
right.
What you got? What you got?
I don't even know what I got yet, but we're gonna figure it out, man. We're gonna figure it out. All right, there you go.
Let's do it.
CWTFB Radio. Red Cups and Rat, baby. You know what the time it is, man. Prince Rich up in the building. Young Rich Minds. Let's go, baby.
Spellz on this.
D Spellz.
These spells on this. Look, don't let your emotions get the best of you. Them haters that hit your head and expose whatever's left of you. Seen it on occasion. That was for revenge. Unfortunately, love was never part of the equation. I only put my trust where it's consistent. Amen if you listening. Don't do what you said and keep it distant. I know firsthand the disappointment it'll bring to you. So many times apologies don't mean a thing to you. I keep all my saints on the mantle, asking for protection as I light up on this candle. Caught in my reflection, I seek all that I can handle. Battling my obstacles with all the energy that I can channel. This is what I've been waiting to do. Exchanging verses, sitting at the lunch table in school. If he was better, it ain't nothing, I'm playing it cool. Coming right back the next day, nothing saving this dude. Just a plate full of food, you can tell him roll the credits. I need the cash first and last. You gon' hold the debit. Scribble with my pad, cause to me life was more than pathetic. It's all I had. Took my voice and I made it poetic. Now I'm more than prophetic. See, I just speak it to existence. Alright, listen. See, I just speak it to existence. The universe agrees, it don't meet me with resistance. I earn it, now I achieve, it don't take too much convincing. I give it to you niggas in an instant. Keep this shit burning like an incense. I was born to do it, I know my purpose. Was never sitting on the surface. Spent my time maneuvering from serpents. My mind felt similar to a circus. Call me Prince Rich, I'm at your service. Gotta play it right. Remember rolling through the city, that was day to night. Trying to figure out how I'ma bring this thing to life. Dodging them niggas that'll love to tell me say goodnight. I the land for spite.
Let's go, my nigga. Let's go, Prince Rich.
Hold on.
Let's go.
I can tell these niggas sleeping, they don't have to know me. Met the game of holy matrimony. Couple real ones with me, other half was phony. You any different, you gonna have to show me. No time for niggas that gotta borrow a pistol. Be sincere with your intentions, I can tell they don't. Niggas acting like they will, I can tell they won't. Stay on course, never veer, I can only hope. If I fall, pray that God bring the only rope. Thought about it when he shot first. Bullet whizzing like a hot verse, but it missed me, could've got worse. Jake's looking for a statement. Listen, this is what we faced with. You go and find a replacement. I'm not the other type. These niggas only feeding off of hype. I can end your vision overnight. On the gram doing it for hype. Hold up. On the gram doing it for hype. Bringing full shame to my niggas in prison living the life. Got them living over Skype and FaceTime. Free my niggas on the state line. They rooting for me to blow. They telling me this a great time. I'm on a mission, but it take time. I just take it as it is. Make a lot of money, but I spend it all to live. I take whatever's left and never hesitate to give. Spending every breath, giving lessons to my kids. Show them how to get it off the grid. Try and make investments. Not the type that's gonna get me arrested. About the type I'm gonna get me a check with. 1,000 grams on the necklace. 1 million on the checklist.
Let's go. Let's go. Prince Rich up in the building.
Yes, sir. DH,
Red Cups and Rap. You know what time it is, baby.
Yes,
CWTFB radio, man. I love that shit, my nigga. I love that shit. I love the beat ends, nigga, and you keep going type shit. Like,
I
nigga,
had to.
That's what the fuck it is, man. Yo. Nigga.
I appreciate the platform, man.
Bro, I appreciate you pulling up, man. I definitely appreciate you pulling up, man.
Shout out to my brother D Spellz.
For real, D Spellz in the building.
Without D Spellz on Dogs, there was no Prince Rich. You know what I mean? Like everything comes in. You know, you gotta, the puzzle.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like Last Days introduced me to the music on a bigger level, but you know, he wasn't there when I met Spellz and had to navigate. And without Spellz, I don't know what the fuck would happen.
Well, I'm glad you're here, man.
Yeah.
I'm glad. Not. I don't mean physically here. I mean where you are, musically. I'm really. I appreciate it, bro. Like, I mean, like you make music for people who really enjoy rap, like who really like for you know what I mean. People. Like I'm drunk. I can't even get my words out. Nigga, on some shit.
This is the best time right here.
You make music for the people who really enjoy this shit, man, and people who actually do their research, man. People who really dive into the culture.
Yeah, that's a fact.
You know what I mean? You represent our city in a great light. Like if somebody asked me from outside of the city, what does Boston rap sound like? Yeah. You come to mind.
I appreciate that.
Nah, for real, bro. Sure. You know, imagery is crazy, lyrics is crazy, story is crazy. Storytelling is a lost art. Niggas don't do that shit too much. You know, you got the King Vaughns of rap right now.
Right.
But they do it different from how we
it's
did
different. Yeah, for sure.
And how you do it, man. So I definitely appreciate you, man. But any closing out thoughts before we sign off, man?
You know, I just want to give a shout out to, you know, Cos, you know, D Spellz, Last Days, Sebo, you know what I mean, Big T, Nut, you know what I mean, the whole team, Dirt, you know. Listen, man, we just keep doing what you want to do, bro. Life is short, and you know, everybody that we, you know, everybody's lost over the past few years. It should be motivation enough, you know, that when you wake up in the morning, you gotta give it your all.
Word.
You know, so rest in peace to my brother Neck. You know, we here, man.
R.I.P. man.
Next project coming. We don't know the name yet.
We don't know the name yet. That should be the name of the shit. We don't know the name yet. Well, yo, we had fun, man. I definitely enjoyed this conversation, man. You welcome up here anytime. You know what time it is, man. Like, doors always open for you, bro. We at Details now. We recording at Details. We always talk about, you know, Details called audio and auto detailing, but we're actually here at 925 Turnpike Street in Canton, Mass. We getting it done. Shout out to everybody in the building. My man D Spellz in the building, man. D Spellz, you created a soundtrack, my guy. Like that's a big deal. Keep inspiring, keep creating. You know what I mean? Sound is everything. You know what I mean? And when you're pioneering a sound to a region, that's great. You know what I mean? Especially for, you know, an artist who really puts it together amazingly. So shout out to you, bro. Shout out to everything you do, my nigga, for real. We got Dawn in here, my cousin Dawn on the pics. You know what time it is, man. Anybody need a photographer, holla at Dawn for Prez, man. Brian Angel in the building, man, on the videography. That's my guy. My man look tired. He look hurt. He gotta go to work in the morning, dog. These young niggas don't get it.
They can't.
This shit was a full-time job for niggas, dog. You know what I'm saying? I used to go, nigga, from work, nigga, 9 to 5, trap, studio, till 5 in the morning, back at work, nigga.
For sure.
Y'all niggas, you know what I mean? Y'all niggas don't get that.
From that era, bro. These young boys don't even want to work. They rather stay broke.
You niggas don't get it.
I know that.
I was
looking at my man. I know that ain't him, but listen, you young niggas need to get a life on dogs. I ain't gonna hold you. You young niggas is lazy. Listen, we live in an era where there's a million ways to make a million.
Nigga, what?
Come on, bro. Cut it out.
Bro.
Cut it out, bro.
It was crazy. I was working in Brighton, had little niggas selling my drugs at Brighton High School.
Yeah.
This is statute of limitations is gone, nigga. You niggas can't get nothing on me anyway. So it's fine. But anyway, I'm fucking with you, Brian. I love you. You know I love you, man. Squad, this is CWTFB Radio, my nigga. This is Charlie MaSheen. We had Prince Rich up in the building. One of Boston's finest.
Young Rich Minds.
Young Rich Minds.
Yeah.
We didn't even talk about that.
We didn't talk about that.
Why is that? What the fuck is wrong, man?
I don't know. Niggas was
Young Rich Minds, my nigga. What, no. Before we get out of here, what is Young Rich Minds? What made you bring that up?
All right, so first we had like we was snowballing through names, and you know, first we wanted a website to, you know, for Young Rich.
Right.
And the website was called YoungRichNation.com at the time. You know, whatever. And you know, I kind of took that, and I can't tell you how I came up with Young Rich Minds. It just came up. You know, this is like back in 2010. I started this brand.
Right.
It started off as a publishing company.
Okay. Yeah, I seen that.
Yeah. I was doing stupid, crazy. I was ahead of my time with it. I was learning about copyrights, you know, royalties.
That's dope.
I had separate departments that I was the head of. You know what I mean?
That's fine.
Yeah, I was getting it done. And then I took a step back from music for a while, and then, you know, we just started rebranding. I took the publishing company out of it, and you know, Young Rich Minds, I already got an offer for somebody wanted to buy my name.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's fire.
I got the call like, yo, bro,
I guess the bag wasn't right enough.
Would you mind selling it? I wouldn't sell it for nothing.
Really?
You know what I mean?
It don't matter what it looked like.
Listen, this is trademarked. Listen, we official.
Big business. Big business.
So, we ain't for sale. The name's not for sale. The logo's not for sale.
The logo
shout out
crazy.
To our boy Cali, he made the logo.
Okay, shout out to our boy Cali.
12 years ago.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This is like, he was ahead of his time.
Word, facts. He's still working. He's still doing
working. He did the, you know, He did the I Speak for Us cover.
Okay,
He did the
fire.
fucking,
Okay,
he did
okay, Cold Nights. Okay.
What the fuck? What's it? Joint with the Roses. I'm all fucked up in my feelings. He did
The Joint with the Roses.
Yeah, nigga, that shit was, you know what I mean? Shout out to X. Shout out to shout out to Mike.
That's dope, man. That's dope. But I wanted to ask about Young Rich Vibes because it's like it's a brand at the end of the day.
Right.
It's like you introducing new artists and new creators. Is that what it really is? That's
I mean, it ain't really there yet.
Okay, but
that's
that's what you're setting it up for.
I'm setting it up for it to be a writer's paradise.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, and I don't really, I don't know exactly how that looks just yet.
Okay.
But we in motion.
Okay.
I'm just gonna say that, bro. Like, shout out to Last Days, shout out to Benny the Butcher, shout out to motherfucking 5 Mics. And yeah, man, we on our way.
Shout out to Young Rich. Nigga, I keep calling him Young Rich, my nigga. It's I'm sorry, bro.
No, it's cool.
It's just you know what I mean.
Rich,
this is where this is where we come from, bro.
This
My
is
fault.
where we come from. We come from that time.
Shout out to Prince Rich up in the building, my nigga.
Prince Rich.
I mean, shout out to what you got going on, bro. You, like I said, you welcome here anytime, bro. Anytime you need me, man, I'm in your corner.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I mean, for sure. Let's get it. But it's CWTFB Radio, man. You know what time it is, man. I'm Charlie MaSheen, man. We had a lot of fun tonight. We had a lot to drink.
Yeah.
And I love y'all. Until next time, we out.